Hey, welcome back to Golf WRX's Winning What's in the Bag, where this week we are taking a look at two winners because Ben Griffin and Andrew Novak won the 2025 Zurich Classic of New Orleans. So congratulations to them, both first-time winners out on tour. They did it together, so pretty amazing, fun time. Love the Zurich, different format, team format. So pretty cool to see them both win. So congratulations to both of them. We're going to start at the top, and yeah, we're going to start with Ben Griffin. No alphabetical order or anything like that. We just flipped a coin. We're going to start at the top. He is playing the Ping G430 Max 10K driver. So yes, a 10K driver in a pro's bag. Probably looking to do something less of probably with stability, but more with launch and spin on that head for him. It's a 9-degree head, and the hosel on this one is set to standard, so just playing the standard 9 degrees. Now, this one's shafted up with a UST Mamiya Link Proto V1 7TX. Now, yes, that is a whole lot to say, but this is a prototype new Link shaft from UST that we've seen previously out on tour. We've snapped some photos of it. This one, it could be a white profile. I know they make a few different profiles of the Link. All the graphics, the paint on this one are white, so it's either a true Proto, they're throwing us off, or it is maybe a white profile, which tends to be kind of more mid-launch, low spin. Now that could be totally different, and this is the V1. We've seen some V2s and maybe even a V3 out on tour previously as well. They all look the same paint, just different version numbers. So total prototype, not sure what this one is going to be quite yet. I've reached out to UST, and my guys over there kind of are still hush about it, not telling me anything yet, said it's not quite time, so we don't know much about the shaft. Now, for 3-wood, he is playing the TaylorMade Qi35 3-wood. So this is the core 3-wood model. We unfortunately don't have photos of it. He was playing a different 3-wood. He was playing the Qi10 just earlier in the year, so switched over to the Qi35. This is the standard core model. I'm not sure if it's one of the tour issue bonded ones or if it does have the interchangeable adjustable hosel like we get at retail. So I'm not sure there, but it is the standard model, 15 degrees. Not sure the settings, anything like that. And it is shafted up with a UST Mamiya Link Proto V1 8TX. So again, prototype, not sure exactly what it is. 80-gram range on that one, 70-gram range on the driver. But unfortunately, not much, and UST is keeping their mouth shut on that one. Now we move into irons, and his irons are a little bit of a combo set. He is a Mizuno staffer, so of course he's going to play Mizuno irons. So the first one is the Mizuno JPX 923 Tour. Now, yes, the 925s are out. They're not making a 925 Tour this year, so this is the 923 Tour. And the interesting about it is it's a 3-iron, but if you look on the sole, there's no number, there's no marking, anything like that. So it's evidently either been welded over and then refinished. But the unique thing is that sometimes they'll do like a special grind on an iron, and the number will be lost. Well, this one here looks like it's been replated, so it looks like it's got the chrome plating finish on it. So not sure if it was something like where they were taking a 4-iron, bending it strong to maybe add a little offset, or if maybe there was like a 2-iron made that they were bending a little bit weak, something like that. But it is no markings on it, and it is replated, so it doesn't even have something where you can tell it was either ground off or anything like that. So completely refinished. So very interesting on that one. It is shafted up with a True Temper Dynamic Gold Tour Shoe X100. So again, that's a shaft that we all know. 130 grams, lower launch, lower spin. Just a classic out there that we see every single week. Now, for the rest of his irons, he's playing the new Mizuno Pro S3 4-through pitching wedge. These are the brand new irons that just came out to retail. So the S3 is kind of a new thing from Mizuno. They're making this really nice forged cavity back. It's going to be in a line for like 4 years, so you're going to be able to get them single piece, HD forged, got boron in it, all the stuff that Mizuno uses. Personally, I've hit them, and they are probably one of the softest irons I have hit in the current iron world this year. They're shafted up also with True Temper Dynamic Gold X100s, so very consistent, very typical set there with those irons. Now with wedges, he actually just switched. We shot him at the Sony. He had some different wedges in the bag. He had some old like T22s and things like that. He is into the new Mizuno Pro T1 wedges. So the first one there is going to be the Mizuno Pro T1, the Gap Wedge 5008. So this is the S grind. Standard sole, meant for kind of full shots, reduce some digging. It's got a little bit of relief on the back end to help it kind of release through the turf, but the standard 50-degree there, and it is shafted up with a True Temper Dynamic Gold Tour Issue S400 wedge. So again, 132 grams, kind of lower launch, lower spin, a little bit softer for those partial shots that you'll hit with a 50 degree compared to, say, a full-blown pitching wedge. Now, a sand wedge is going to be the Mizuno Pro T1 5610, and this is the M grind. So this one here is a little bit more versatile. It's got toe, heel, trailing edge relief, a little bit more of a C shape when you see it. 10 degrees of bounce, so pretty average bounce there, but great for opening up the face, hit different shots. Leading edge doesn't come off the ground so much, but a versatile one that you can use out of the trap, on some tight lies. You can play a bunch of different shots with it. This one is also shafted up with a True Temper Dynamic Gold Tour Issue S400 wedge shaft. Now his lob wedge, a little bit different. He moves over to a TaylorMade Milled Grind 4, MG4. He is playing the 60 SB, which is the standard bounce sole. This is a 10-degree bounce sole, and it's kind of a full sole. Got a little bit of heel relief into it. Got a little bit of camber, a little roundness to it, so it does get through the turf fairly quickly. It is a completely milled sole, so when that does wear out, Ben can go get another one. It is identical in terms of the actual bounce and radiuses and all the shaping of it. Hand polishing, it offers a lot of inconsistencies, and they do everything milled with the TaylorMade MG4s. Also, definitely a little bit softer feel to MG4 compared to MG3. So, standard bounce there in the lob wedge, and much like the other wedges, True Temper Dynamic Gold Tour Issue S400 shaft in it. Now move on to putter, and it's got a kind of a cool putter. This is a very well-used, well-loved Scotty Cameron Concept 2 Tour Wrap Proto. So again, a whole lot to say, but basically it's a head shape based on the Newport 2. Back years ago, the Tour Rats were kind of the ones that had a lot of bit more like movable weights and things like that in the soles. So this one here, based on a Newport 2, the more squared off, boxy head shape. And this one also could be considered, even though it doesn't say it, a lot of people consider it kind of what they call a super rat because it has weights on the sole that are interchangeable, and it also has a face insert on it. So the face insert is made out of GSS, which is Scotty Cameron's German stainless steel. They claim it's a little bit softer, a little bit easier to machine. Comes from Germany. Now there's debate about how different it really is, and stainless steel is stainless steel, but they use German stainless steel for that insert. And as you can see, the finish on the putter is a kind of matte, heavy matte black that's starting to kind of pit and come away with all the use and love on it. Now the grips on he is using Golf Pride MCCs. Now he's using a couple different colors. He's got like white, I think the black and white, the black and baby blue, and like a black and gray or black and black. Kind of switches them up depending on clubs, which is pretty interesting. But it is basically consisting of a firmer rubber with a cord running through the upper hand and a softer, more responsive rubber in the lower hand. Now for ball, this is the interesting one. The ball, he is using a Maxfli Tour X. This is a 4-piece ball, high launch, a little bit more spin, a little firmer feel in the Maxfli Tour lineup. But the Tour X is, yes, the same ball that you can go to Golf Galaxy or Dick's Sporting Goods and buy for $120 for 4 dozen or $40 a dozen. This is a fairly inexpensive ball, but he actually uses this out on tour. So yes, he uses the Tour X. I know we reported it a little while ago, maybe it was last year, that he actually signed with them. I actually got to go. I played this ball along with the other models, and actually is a really high quality, nice tour ball for a great price. And actually I met Ben Griffin at a Maxfli event where he was hitting the Tour X right there on the course with us. So very interesting to see that. But that is the ball he was using. So that is Ben Griffin's What's in the Bag, and we will jump over now to Andrew Novak. So Andrew Novak, we'll start at the top with him again, and he is using a Ping G440 LST. So this is the LST, the low spin technology head. It's going to be a little bit more neutral in terms of flight bias, a little bit lower spinning, a little bit lower launching than the Max version. Now his is a little bit unique. It is a 7.5 degree head. 7.5 degree is not something that's offered at retail. This is a tour only part, very low lofted. Now I know I've heard there's some stuff through Ping's works department that you can order some stuff that's a little bit different, digitally lofted, things like that. But the 7.5 degree head, I don't know if it's available if you call, but it is something right now that we're saying is tour only. The hosel is set in the standard position, so playing the standard 7.5. I don't know why you would necessarily need to go lower, and standard lie angle. The shaft in this one is a Project X HZRDUS Smoke Green RDX 75 TX. So again, we've got a whole mouthful on these things, but this is an extremely stiff profile from Project X. So Project X, the HZRDUS, the blacks are typically the stiff, low launch, low spin shafts. These have even a stiffer profile to them. They're even more stiff to flex. Still low launch, low spin, and these RDX greens are just slightly counterbalanced, meaning there's just a little bit shift of weight more towards the handle. So if you were to build up this club, the swing weight would be just a little bit more headlight compared to, say, a Smoke RDX black. It's 72 grams and 2.5 degrees of torque. Now for 3-wood, he is using a Ping G440 Max 3-wood. This is a 15-degree head, and the hosel is set to the big minus. So the big minus is down or negative 1.5 degrees of loft, and it also makes the head 1.5 degrees more flat. So you're looking at a bit lower launching, a little bit more neutral to slightly fade bias. Anytime you make something flat, it takes away a little bit of that draw. And this is a very forgiving, very stable head, but actually really easy to hit and great sound and feel on it. It is shafted up with a Project X HZRDUS Smoke Black 80TX. I'm sorry, HZRDUS Smoke Black RDX 80TX. Too many X's in there. The next clip in his bag is a 5-wood, and the 5-wood is the Ping G440 Max, so matching the 3-wood and driver. And it's a 5-wood, which is a 19-degree, set to the small minus. So the small minus is minus 1 degree of loft and 1 degree flat. So again, a little bit lower, a little bit flatter flight. That flat setting will offer a little bit more fade bias. This is shafted with a Project X HZRDUS Smoke Green RDX, but this time in the 85TX. So 85 gram range. Again, really stiff profile to it, slightly counterbalanced. Now this is a tour-only part, so I'm not sure what the exact weight and torque is on this. They never brought the 85 out to us at retail, so we got the 75, we never got the 85, so I'm not exactly sure on the specs on this one. Did some searching around Google, and I saw some shafts, but nobody really had any of the specs available to that I felt confident with. Now moving to irons, and irons for him, he is going to start out with the Srixon ZX7 Mark IIs in 4 through 6 iron. So these are the previous gen. We just got out the ZX i7s. He's playing the Mark IIs. Very similar designs. I think they're both kind of slightly higher launching. Both have some spin to them. Great single piece forged CB that's actually got a little bit of stability and forgiveness built into it, even though it feels great and it's meant to be a little bit more compact. I think the top line on the Mark II might be just a hair thinner than the new ZXi. But it's got the Tour V sole on it, as you can see from the photos. The Tour V sole is basically what you see. It's a V. It's basically there's a leading edge that's angled down and a trailing edge that comes back. Great turf interaction, especially for soft conditions, steep players. It's probably one of the best soles for that. It just gets through the turf really quickly, creating shallow divots. Now, these are shafted up with True Temper Dynamic Gold Tour Issue X100s. Why wouldn't they be? Seems like everybody's playing this shaft. And then we move into the second part of his combo set, which is Srixon Z Forge 2 in 7-through pitching wedge. So this is the blade that Srixon makes called the Z Forge 2. It's a single piece forging. Slightly larger side than some other blades out there. Some blades get really short heel to toe or really kind of really super compact. These tend to be a little bit on the larger side. And with that, they tend to actually be a little bit more playable as well. And people always ask, what's the most forgiving blade? And this is actually kind of recommended sometimes because it is a little bit larger. Great soft feel on it, very responsive. This one, again, also has the Tour V sole, so great turf interaction with this iron. It is shafted up with, I bet you're shocked, the True Temper Dynamic Gold Tour Issue X100. If I have to say it again, 130 grams, lower launch, lower spin, just the epitome of iron shafts out there. Now for wedges, Andrew is playing the Cleveland RTZs, the brand new ones. These have the new Z alloy that is meant to be softer, more consistent, less voids, things like that. And he is playing all 3 of his wedges in the Tour Rack color, which before Tour Rack was raw. It had no plating. It would rust. With the old wedges, with the new RTZs, this Z alloy actually doesn't rust. So it's just got kind of a duller, darker finish. It does start to wear a little bit, but it does not rust. So a little interesting there that the finish is different. Now he starts over the gap wedge, and the gap wedge is the 50-10 midsole. So this is kind of the classic sole. They only really offer it in 50. They only offer one option. It's the mid in 10 degrees. It's kind of a slight V shape where the leading edge kind of is angled down. There's a little bit of trailing edge relief, but it's a great sole for full shots or shots with the club playing square to your target. Now this one here is shafted up with a True Temper Dynamic Gold Tour Issue S400. Again, 132 grams, a little bit lower launching, lower spinning, but a little bit softer than the X100 for some added feel. Sandwich is his next club, and this is a 5412 full sole Cleveland RTZ. So this is a little bit wider sole. Again, great for full shots or shots where the club face is kind of square to the target. It reduces digging, great float in the sand or in the traps, and just overall really playable. Again, shafted up with a True Temper Dynamic Gold S400. Now for his lob wedge, he's got something just slightly unique. This is a 6009 full sole, so a 60 full sole with only 9 degrees of bounce. We don't get this one at tour. I believe the full is a 12 degree or 10 degree. He's got a 9 degree. So this is a tour only part. It's got low bounce but wider sole. So you're going to, again, when you open the face, offer some float in the traps and have a little bit maybe more reduced digging in the tight lies. But when you play it square, you're going to get that low bounce that you can pick it, get the leading edge under the ball, and hit some different shots. So extremely versatile there. And it is shafted up with a True Temper Dynamic Gold Tour Issue S400. I bet you're shocked to hear that. Then we move into putters, and his putter is an Odyssey AI1 milled 7TS. Again, a whole lot to say there, but it is the classic Odyssey number 7 shape, or the fang. So you have those two kind of wings that come off the sides. Now this one here is the short slant neck model. Offers a little bit more toe hang. So that short slant neck offers just a little bit of offset and offers some toe hang. So it kind of swings a little bit more like a blade than like a face balanced mallet there. The insert on this one is actually all titanium, and it's kind of finished in that copper color, and it's got a little bit firmer feel compared to the standard AI1. And the face behind it has that, Odyssey AI1 kind of topography to it. There's kind of humps and different valleys and things like that, all done to basically keep ball speed consistent when you don't hit the dead center. Now, if you see the face shot of Andrew's putter, he's been hitting the center pretty much all the time, so I don't think he really has to worry too much about that AI face giving him too much help there. On this one, it is an AI1 pistol grip from Odyssey, so it's the traditional kind of like polyurethane, or they call it wrap grip, standard size, pistol shape that you would get basically in the store. For grips on his, he is actually playing the Golf Pride Tour Velvet cord. So these are a full cord rubber grip, a little bit firmer. It's a brushed cotton cord, so it's a little bit softer. They changed that over a few years ago. It used to be a different material, much rougher. This is a little bit smoother, a little bit easier on the hands, but still great for moisture management if you either sweat a lot or play in wet conditions. Really good there. Now for his ball, he is playing the Srixon Z-Star Diamond. So this is the newest of the Srixon Z-Star balls. Came out just a couple years ago. It is a 3-piece ball, has kind of a mid-high flight and higher spin. So it basically takes a lot of what XV does, basically makes it go a little bit higher and spin just a little bit more with the short game, but then spin less with the driver. So they're trying to basically kind of like decouple driver and iron wedge spin. So a great ball there, played decently on tour with the Z-Star Diamond. So that is Andrew Novak's What's in the Bag, Ben Griffin's What's in the Bag. Again, congratulations to them on winning the 2025 Zurich Classic. Great first wins for both those guys. So that is What's in the Bag for this week. Check back next week where we'll jump into hopefully just one player's What's in the Bag.